Nigerians and Abians, they are back. The same three men who held Abia hostage for 24 years have decided to form a super alliance to frustrate Dr. Alex Otti and make sure he doesn't return as governor in the next election. Orji Uzor Kalu, Orji, and Okezie Ikpeazu are putting aside their old fight to stop Alex Otti in 2027. Is this a rescue mission for the state or a way of these men getting back to the national cake? Now, welcome to Raginghotmic. Let's rage. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you wherever you're watching me from. If you're enjoying my podcast, smash the like button, follow, subscribe, and drop your comments. Now, let me give you the context. These three governors were so woeful in government that Abia State was rated by both national and international agencies as the least developed state in the southeast for 24 years. In less than 3 years, Alex Otti has not only surpassed them, but he has delivered miracles in Abia State. Now, let me give you the details. Let's break it down. Former Senator Orji Uzor Kalu was a former governor of Abia State from 1999 to 2007. He was a former governor of Abia State from 1999 to 2007, despite receiving over 150 billion federal allocation during the oil boom. Orji Uzor Kalu is remembered for the Okezie political influence and the creation of a militant political culture that haunted Abia for years. You guys remember the Bakassi boys, the infamous Bakassi boys, that started out good but started taking laws into their hands, started becoming settling fights between people, kidnapping people and killing people when they are paid. You remember the story? Who was the governor then, and who started it, who formed them, and who invited them to the state? Orji Uzor Kalu. You remember the story of taking his successor Orji to Okezie Shrine to swear that he will be loyal to him. Who did that? The same Orji Uzor Kalu. The same Orji Uzor Kalu, despite receiving over 150 billion. I'm talking about back then when $1 to naira could have been like less than 100 naira. $1 could have been less than 100 naira. He received over 150 billion during the oil boom. Yet what did he do? He did nothing with that. He did absolutely nothing with that. If he did work, he wouldn't be thinking of having his successor being loyal to him. Now let's go to Orji, who was the successor and who went to Okezie Shrine, who was seen pants down with Orji Uzor Kalu, swearing an oath, then denied he was or said he was going to be independent, but ended up being worse than Orji Uzor Kalu. Orji was the governor of Abia State from 2007 to 2015. He received over 500 billion federal allocation. 500. So he more than tripled the allocation Orji Uzor Kalu received. Received over 500 allocation and spent billions on a new government house and a state-of-the-art e-library that remained uncompleted for years, while civil servants went months without their pay or without receiving their salaries. He went on huge elephant projects. He was building state-of-the-art electronic library and government house that remained uncompleted, not just in his tenure, also extended to the tenure of his successor again. That is uncompleted for over 16 years. They are building government house. He wasn't paying salaries. He wasn't paying wages. The workers weren't paid. Even the Bible says a laborer deserves his wages. Even the Bible. I'm not even talking about the society or the laws, or I'm talking about the Bible. So even if you don't want to obey the law, you read the Bible and you're a Christian. The Bible says a laborer deserves his wages. So Orji did not pay salaries for several months, and yet did not complete. What is the business of a citizen or the meat seller in the market, or the woman who is hawking okpa, or the woman who is hawking akara or hawking bread? What is her business with you building government house? That's not her business. She doesn't care. How does it benefit her? Despite spending those huge chunk of money on the government house and the e-library, yet it wasn't still completed. Now let's go to Okezie Ikpeazu. Okezie Ikpeazu was the last governor of Abia State from 2015 to 2023. He received over 530 billion federal allocation. Over 530 billion federal allocation. And it took him nearly 7 years to complete one single flyover at Osisioma. It took him 7 years to complete one flyover in 7 years in Osisioma. And he's from that area. He's an Ungwa man. This, do you understand? It took him 7 years to complete one flyover. This is the man that on national television made it clear that he was giving pregnant women 500 naira after delivery. 500 naira. That's what he paid pregnant women that delivered at the hospital. He said he was delivering dividends of democracy. During his tenure, the primary healthcare system collapsed. Doctors went on strike for almost 20 months due to unpaid salaries and wages. Do you know what 20 months means? Close to 2 years. So under Okezie Ikpeazu, doctors went on strike for up close to 2 years, 20 months. You know what 20 months? The hospital is not working. Can you afford to close the hospital down for even an hour? You know how many patients that will die? Imagine closing a hospital down for even 20 minutes or 10 minutes. Do you know the emergencies that happen? Road accidents, high blood pressure. Let me ask you a question. When you call 911 and 911, for example, in a foreign land, in the US, in the UK, in Europe, you call 911 or you call an ambulance or emergency, and it takes 20 minutes for them to come. You know the havoc. You know how many people would have died before they come. So imagine closing that hospital, not for 20 minutes, not for 10 minutes, not for an hour, not for 12 hours, but for 20 months. What are you not telling me? Then what are you doing as a state governor? If you don't have the funds to pay salaries to doctors, what are you doing? You close down a hospital and you have the effrontery to tell the same state who to elect as their next governor after you failed them woefully. I think he's the worst amongst them. I think he's the worst. You close down hospitals for 20 months. Doctors were not in hospital. Then what are you doing? But you are building flyover that took you 7 years to complete it. Now compare all this with Dr. Alex Otti. Let's go with the first one, clearing the salary backlog within his first year. Dr. Alex Otti began the systematic payment of pension arrears dating back years, and he also ensured civil servants are paid on the 28th of every month. Till today is known as the miracle of Abia. Ask every Abia citizen or Abia indigene what is known as the miracle of Abia is the payment of salary on the 28th. You can imagine how bad it is that people now take payment of salaries on the 28th as a miracle. That tells you how bad we've gone or how bad the state has been run. The payments, which I don't classify payment of salary as the governor doing anything. I don't, because you have to pay. People are working. A laborer deserves his wages. Once somebody goes to work, because in America, for example, and they don't pay, all you need to go is to go to labor and bring your evidence. You have your clock in, because when you clock in, it prints out a slip. Or you go there, the person will even pay and pay you with interest. So payment of salary is not delivering dividends of democracy. Yet the Abians are calling that a miracle. That tells you how bad they've been treated over the years. That tells you how bad. Let's go to the second one, the Abia reconstruction, the total overhaul of the Port Harcourt Road and the Cemetery Road. Port Harcourt Road, and that could have been the dirtiest road in the whole of the southeast. I won't say Nigeria, but that area was dirty for years. They weren't repaints. They were roads that had been literally disappeared under mountains of refuge and floods for 24 years. Yes. Port Harcourt Cemetery Road in Abia was miserable. But what has Alex Otti done? He has cleared that road. You won't know the road again. You will not know. You will not recognize the road. They say he's repainting what they did. What did you people do? Doctors went on strike for 20 months under your administration. Civil servants went months without being paid. What did Orji Uzor Kalu do? Introduced Bakassi boys. Started kidnapping people. Killing people that were owing people. Started collecting ransom. Is that what you people want to return to Abia? Now also, for you guys not to forget, one of the first things also, I think this might be the most important, that Alex Otti did was he ended the life salary or pension to governors, to former governors. Before Alex Otti took over, Abia State was paying pension to former governors. Every year they paid them 16 billion, 70, whatever it was. What did Alex Otti did? He ended it. I don't understand. Why should the governor still be receiving payment after he left office? If you are a civil servant, you are receiving your pension. So can you receive payments 2 times from the government? So if you worked in the civil service, for example, T.Oji was a former PAMSEC in the state before he became the chief of staff and then before he became governor. So if he's receiving his retirement benefits as the former permanent secretary, he will still be receiving retirement benefits as the former governor. So that means if you become a permanent secretary, you receive pension for it. You now become a commissioner, you receive pension for it. You become a director, you receive. So every promotion you get, you keep receiving pension differently on each and every one of them. How does it make sense? How does it? So it might have been the pension which he stopped, which Alex Otti stopped, pension paid to governors, that is making these guys feel like, no, we have to get back. And Okezie Ikpeazu is the person the present government or the present president nominated as an ambassador representing Nigeria. Man, we have a long way to go in this country. You nominate Okezie Ikpeazu as an ambassador after being woeful in government. Now, the geometric power launch. Why the project started years ago, Otti provided the political will and the infrastructure support to finally launch the geometric power plant, making Abia the first city in Nigeria. The first city. Remember, the first city in Nigeria with potential for 24 hours independent power. The first city was completed under him. Just like they always start. They never complete. It was completed under him. The bulk of the work was done by him. His first year. So now, in essence, in conclusion, it's left for Abians. You want to go back to the old. You have the speaker or the deputy speaker of the house, Kalu, saying that is he not too handsome to become governor? He's eyeing the position, but he hasn't come out straight to declare. And this was a guy that was, I think, a special advisor or special assistant to, I think, Orji Uzor Kalu. So they are preparing him. He's their former boy, so he understands their way, their system. We are waiting for him in the pool or during the election. Abians are waiting. They are patiently waiting. The most popular governor in the south is Alex Otti by mile. It's not even. I don't even think you need election. You still need election because the election must be done whether or not. But I'm just saying, he's so good that I don't think he needs to campaign in any place. Because the state has been so much you need to understand this state. This apart from Abia and I think Anambra, we are two states. In Ebonyi states, there have never been a time salaries were ever owed. No. Maybe 1 month or something. I don't think Imo had it. And I don't think Enugu, I'm sure of Ebonyi and Enugu, they've never had it. I don't know much about Imo, but I think Anambra had it under Chinwoke Mbadiniju or something like that. There was a problem under his administration. It was after P2B that everything became a little bit. Ngige, yes, did a good job with road construction in the state. Lots of physical infrastructure. The road construction, he did very, very well in the state. But I think like just only 2 months or 2 years that he spent in government. But Abia was bad. Michael Jackson, he was terrible. Real bad Michael Jackson. He was bad. For 24 years, circle after circle after circle after circle, incompetent leaders, awful leaders, until Alex Otti came. And he hasn't even spent 3 years. They're already planning to take back power in order to be receiving life pension. These are people that are in the Senate. It's so bad that Okezie Ikpeazu couldn't even win the senatorial election. Chifenyi Nayebaribe defeated him hands down, and he was in Abga. He never was in Abga. The other guy was in PDP running up with Wike, oh, the South, oh, this one, Atiku this, Atiku that. And he lost. Now, in conclusion, Abians and Nigerians everywhere, is Alex Otti perfect? No, but it's a return to the 1999 to 2023 era, the answer. Drop a no in the comments if you think this alliance is a joke, or tell me why Otti is repenting. If you are on the other side, don't forget to share this with any indigenous citizen of Abia or anybody from the southeast that you know. The 2027 war has just started. It is starting early. Thanks. Peace. Smash the like button, comment, subscribe, and drop. And then don't forget to share. Bye bye.